Hello, I'm Krissy or Kris of Krissy's Over the Mountain Crochet, and we are on sample 3 of the Heirloom Shells Sampler Baby Blanket. And you can see I've started the embellishment process. This is an elastic lace. I think this is pretty. I think this embellishment would be beautiful with satin ribbon. But anyway, we will get to that another time. But this next segment is a shells on top of shells sequence. This is a double crochet and this is a double crochet. There is no chain space. It's just 2 double crochets right beside each other, and they are right beside on either side of the peak stitch of the previous shell. Now that peak stitch is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets. So the peak stitch is the 3rd double crochet. So you'll put a double crochet on this side of the double crochet, no chain spaces, and a double crochet on the other side, on the right and the left side. Then when you turn and come back through, you will execute a shell in between those 2 double crochets. This is a one row repeat. This shell sequence was used in the Baby Blues blanket that I released in the Summer Celebration at Krissys, and it's a very easy, very quick stitch. This will be the easiest sample, so let's get started. Okay, so we will chain 1 and turn, and single crochet in the top of that double crochet, single crochet in the chain 1 space, single crochet in the next double crochet, single crochet in this chain 1 space, single crochet in the half double crochet, single crochet in the chain 1 space, and single crochet in the half double crochet. So that is 7 stitches. This is the beginning portion of the written pattern. 7 stitches. Now we're going to begin the repeats. The repeats go like this: 2 stitches in the chain 3 spaces, 1 stitch in the single crochet. All right, 2 stitches, that's a chain 3 space, so 2 single crochet stitches in the chain 3 space. Now we're back to the half double crochet, chain 1 space, so it's single crochet in the half double crochet, single crochet in the chain 1, single crochet in the half double crochet, and we're back to the chain 3 spaces. 2 single crochets in the chain 3 spaces, single crochet in the single crochet, 2 single crochets in the chain 3 spaces. There we go. So we continue this pattern all the way across. The repeat portion of the pattern is right here. So it's 2 single crochets, a single crochet in the single crochet, 2 single crochets in the chain 3 space, a single crochet, and a single crochet. This portion is the repeat portion. We repeat that 9 times across the length of the pattern. We had 7 stitches here. We repeat this 9 times, which will give us 72 stitches for the 9 repeats. Then we add the 7 stitches, which makes us 79 stitches. And I'll execute this repeat 9 times across, and I'll meet you at the end of the row. Okay, so I am at the end of the 9 repeats. The repeats end at the half double crochet, chain 1. Now, if we would have, we have 79 stitches across. We had 7 at the beginning, then we had 72 within the repeats. So now we are at 79 stitches. If I would have continued in the pattern as we were doing, 2 here, 1 here, 2 here, we would have ended up with 87 stitches. We need 85 stitches. So we're going, this is a big hole. And I could easily just say, oh, 1 single crochet right here, but we need to fill this in. So let's do 2 single crochets together, and here's how we're going to do that. Insert your hook under the chain 3 space, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through that loop because it gets a little loose. So then we're going to execute that again. We're going to yarn under, pull up a loop. We can either go ahead and pull through that loop and then pull through all 3, which makes 1 stitch, that counts as 1 stitch, and that fills that little area in. Or you can, that's how I prefer to do it, or you can yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through all 3. However you choose to do that, it doesn't matter. It won't make a difference in the appearance but you do want this little area filled in a bit. Now the next stitch is a single crochet, then 1 single crochet right here. It's not as big of a hole. We could execute 2 single crochets together, but I'm just going to put 1 single crochet right there. Then a single crochet in the top of the double crochet, a single crochet in the chain 1 space, and then what I like to do, and that is go down into that chain 2 space, pull up a loop, and a single crochet. So at the end of this, we had 72 stitches. So let's count. 72, no, excuse me, we had 79 stitches. My apologies. 79 stitches. So now we have 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. All right, so let's move on to the double crochet chain 1 row. So that's easy. Chain 2 and turn. The chain 2 does not count as a stitch. Double crochet in the top of the double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, and we were not double crocheting in the top of the double crochet. It seems like it, but we were double crocheting in that single crochet. All right, chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet. Chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet. Chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet. Chain 1, skip a stitch, and double crochet. Let's do that all the way across. I'll meet you at the end of the row. We will have 43 double crochets when we're at the end of the row. Okay, so we're at the end of the beading row, the end of the double crochet chain 1 row, and I've just made my last chain 1. I'm going to double crochet in this last single crochet, chain 1 and turn, and we will execute a single crochet in each stitch across, in each chain space and each double crochet, and then when we're done with that, we can move on to the shell row, and that's exciting. It's fun. This next segment is very easy. You can watch TV and execute this sequence of shells. It's such a nice pattern. It's also a part of the Baby Blues. Oh, I think I've mentioned that, the Baby Blues pattern that was released in the summer celebration. But anyway, I'll meet you at the end of the row and we'll get started on the shells sequence when I get to the end. Okay, so I single crocheted across the entire row. So that's 85 single crochet stitches. We're going to chain 2 and turn and do the mesh portion that is at the either end of each row. Right there, see the mesh portion? We're going to do this mesh portion, which is a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, skip stitch, double crochet. So basically we're keeping all of those double crochets on top of each other. So now here we go. Let's start this shell sequence. We're going to skip 2 stitches and shell 3. And shell 3 is shell 3 because that's what I named it for this sample. It's in the third sample, and shell 3 is 5 double crochets in the same stitch. I think a lot of us know how to do that. It's just a shell, basic shell. Now we're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, double crochet in this stitch, next stitch. So the pattern says skip 2, double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch. And how the pattern is written is up on the screen with that parentheses around the 2 times is referring to double crochet in the next stitch, and that's what that means. A shell, skip 2 stitches, a shell 3, skip 2, and then double crochet, double crochet. Now it is skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and a shell 3, or basically just a shell. It's hard to do this in a quick manner when you're trying to hold it so the camera can see me, see the handwork. All right, now skip 2, and a double crochet in the next stitch, and a double crochet in the next stitch. Those two double crochets are right beside each other. Now this sequence of shell, double crochet in the next stitch 2 times, this sequence is repeated 11 times. All right, I'll repeat that 11 times and get to the end of the row. Okay, so I have repeated this sequence. I repeated that 11 times. Now I'm at the end, and I want to make the end mesh portion, but in order to keep it from pulling, I'm going to chain 1 right here, and then double crochet, pretty much skip the 2 stitches, double crochet on top of that double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet in the last stitch, chain 2, and turn. Sometimes that's not so graceful on camera. All right, that chain 2 does not count, so then it's a double crochet in the top of that double crochet, chain 1, skip the chain 1 space, double crochet, and now this is where it gets really easy. This is the 1 row repeat. You shell 3 in between those 2 double crochets. Well, that was a bad wrap. There we go, fixed it. All right, now double crochet on either side of that peak double crochet, that 3rd double crochet. So double crochet, no chain spaces, double crochet. There we go, on either side of that peak stitch. All right, and now it's a shell 3 in between the 2 double crochets, and then a double crochet on either side of the peak double crochet, and now it's a shell, and it's double crochet, and a shell, double crochet, and a shell, and do that all the way across. I'll meet you at the end of the row. So I'm at the end. I have executed that sequence, that repeat sequence, all the way across, ended with the 2 double crochets on either side of that peak stitch. Now, to keep it from pulling, I'm going to chain 1, double crochet in the top of the double crochet. I'm making the mesh, putting my hook down in there, double crochet, chain 2, and turn, double crochet in the top of the double crochet, chain 1, skip that chain 1 space, double crochet in the top of the next double crochet, and then here we have the exact same repeat. Shell 3, 2 double crochets, shell 3, 2 double crochets. This is such an easy repeat. Such a fun stitch. Once you get the rhythm of this, it just goes so quickly. So repeat these rows as many times as the pattern states, or if you want more length, obviously you add more length, and it does not matter which row you end on to start sample 4, because each row is pretty much the same. Let me do a few rows so you can see how this looks. Okay, so I have executed 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, and each row is the same. It's a 1 row repeat. So much fun, so easy. So repeat the rows as many times as the pattern states, or if you choose to lengthen that, that's up to you. But we're moving on to sample 4 next. I'm excited. It's so good to have you on my side of the mountain. I can't wait till we get to sample 4. Bye.